What's happening, everybody? It's Knife Life 777 coming to you today with another knife. Today we have a Benchmade. This is the Nakamura 484-1. I was torn between the M390 version and black G10 or the S90v version with carbon fiber. Now, me personally, I would prefer M390 over carbon fiber or over S90v, but I like the carbon fiber. I wanted to check it out. Plus, I got a great deal on this guy. I paid for this brand new what I would pay for the M390 version brand new. So, you know, it was like $100 savings. The box was a little beat up, but the knife is new and unused. So we have the typical Benchmade bag, typical paperwork and access lock, recognition cardboard. So, one thing I did not realize about this knife is how small it was. Usually I look at the specs and the blade size and everything, but this time I wasn't so smart. So that is one of my issues. But before we go down the likes and dislikes, I'm going to read you guys some specs so you know what we're working with here. Okay, we have a S90v plain edge satin blade with a drop point. We have a tip up left hand and right hand carry clip position. For the handle material, we have contoured carbon fiber. And let me get you some measurements here. Sorry, I didn't have them ready because I'm an idiot. So, here we go. Bear with me. We have a blade length of 3.08 inches. We have a blade thickness of 0.114 inches. We have a open overall length of 7.03 inches. We have a closed length of 3.95 inches and a handle thickness of 0.57 inches and a weight of 3.28 ounces. .2. Alright, now that we've got the specs out of the way, what I like about this knife, well, obviously the carbon fiber. The finger cutouts are nice, but not for my situation. and I'll get to that in a little bit. I like the blue accents. We have the pivot ring and the blue hourglass standoffs. We have 3 of them, which are very nice and complement the blade very well, especially with the carbon fiber. We have great jimping. This knife has amazing jimping. It is non-aggressive. Look at that. It doesn't look aggressive at all. It's nice and clean, but it's very grippy. Very grippy. Good job with that one. Definite good job with that one. I also like the black hardware. It looks good with the carbon fiber and the black thumb stud, and the blade shape. I do like the blade shape, even though it is kind of small. Now, what I don't like is the number one thing is it's too small for me. This is just me. This is my personal preference and opinion. I'm a bigger dude. I have pretty big hands, and this knife is just small. I got 1.5 fingers hanging off the edge, and unless I squeeze my hand onto there like that, I cannot properly use these finger cutouts. So I'm kind of lopsided, and my hands are kind of resting on the tips of those finger cutouts, and it's, you know, it's pretty uncomfortable, especially if you're trying to get a good grip on it, and you know, if you're using it repetitively. You know, I would definitely get some calluses on my hands, and it would be extremely uncomfortable. So that is another reason. Now, the action, when I pulled it out of the box, it was very gritty. It wasn't smooth at all. I had some issues opening it opening and closing it. Like sometimes the blade would kind of stick like that, and I'd have to play with it. Well, I ended up loosening and adjusting the pivot and lubing it up, and it did help a little bit, but it's still not that great. Yeah, I mean, if you whip it, it's good, but it's not smooth. I have a turret here, and look, this thing is super smooth. I know this is one of Benchmade's older knives. It might be a quality control issue, I'm not sure, but yes, I know if I take it apart and mess with it and clean all the dirt out and maybe, you know, smooth out the washers, maybe it will get better. But another thing that may also be contributing to the poor, I don't want to say poor, but less than optimal pivot action is the axis lock. Now, this is the first I've seen on a Benchmade. The axis lock, it feels a little bit off. Like when I go to pull it, it'll go lopsided. Like instead of, it'll turn to the presentation side of the scale, my side of the scale. When I pull it, it'll pull back crooked sometimes, and then it's not. It doesn't work properly. Now, I don't know if that's a flaw on Benchmade's part, or if the person I got it from maybe dropped it or messed with it or stuck something in there. I don't know. It could have been anything, but yeah, the axis lock on this one, it's a little finicky. It's a little messed up, but This is the first I've ever seen on a Benchmade, so I'm not going to hold it against him. Another thing, the liners, they're completely solid. Now, the knife isn't heavy, but I mean, it could, if they milled the liners out, you know, it'd be a lot lighter, and you know, it might attract more people wanting to have a super light EDC. Now, yes, the blade is small, but I mean, these solid liners do give it a lot more weight, and yeah, I just think that it would have benefited maybe from some liners. You can definitely feel the handle. The handle is, you know, it's got some weight to it versus the blade. And the last thing that I don't like, and this is just a personal preference of mine, is the pocket clip. I know a lot of people like the split arrow, phallus pocket clip, whatever you want to call it. I'm just not a huge fan of that. I think this blade would shine with a deep carry pocket clip, like that one, or the mini one like they have on the bug out. So, but that's just me, personal preference is all. Everyone's free to their own opinion. So let's do some size comparisons real quick. Here, we'll do a Benchmade size comparison. This is the 560-1 Freak, aka Super Freak. It is quite larger. Pivots lined up. Yeah, much larger. And here is the turret, the 980, I believe. Now, let's try something a little more closer to this size. Here is the Spyderco Para 3 and lightweight and M390. Very similar in size. Looks like we have a slightly larger cutting edge on the Nakamura, about 1/4 of an inch to 3/8 of an inch. Handle size is almost exact. I'll go with another smaller knife. Here's the Spyderco Spidey Chef. Spidey Chef being a lot longer. Having about, I don't know, close to a 1/2 inch of cutting edge. And one more, we'll go with the Shaman, which obviously is much larger. I don't really have many smaller knives, so sorry about that. Dwarfing the Nakamura. So, my thoughts. Nice knife for someone who has smaller hands and someone who likes carbon fiber and S90v. It's a nice gentlemanly EDC. Personally, it's not for me. It is going out tomorrow. I have sold it. So, I just want to share with you guys. I appreciate you guys watching. I got a lot more knives coming, so stay posted. And I will be back with more videos very shortly. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and week, and I will see you very shortly. Peace.